bottle is normally the story that comes with that. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes you just remember some good shit. Welcome to the Bottom of the Bottle podcast.
Very happy to be here. It is the Hummmpday Happy Hour podcast. This has been a hell of a week. That's my partner there, my brother, with the same daddy and all that. We keep having to say that. I don't even understand. But that's Carolina Dirt 803, man. What's good with you?
Ain't nothing, man. Enjoying the South Carolina weather. Boy, that wind been cutting up the last several days, but I love it. I actually got me a couple steps in.
And the wind, it's been nice out, but I don't know. That wind almost unalived me coming across Bar River Bridge, where it get narrow.
Yeah.
It almost unalived me into a semi-truck.
Hey, bro, I feel like we out in the Midwest for real, boy. That wind is gusting.
Yeah, that part. Well, you know what I'm saying? We here again for another rendition. We normally don't talk like this, but I need you to like, share, subscribe right now. Tell two people to jump on in here, man. If you in here, jump in here. Tell them to jump in here and join the conversation. Big shout out to Esther as always. Y'all check out the brunch. They got a whole host of events that go on, man, but specifically the brunch on Saturdays, 11 to 3. DJ Crip is out there, twice a week now? For the month, or 3 times a week?
3 times a month. Boy, you're mad.
Or 3 times. Yeah, man, look, I don't know. I have been awake for roughly 34 hours and change. I fell asleep 17 minutes ago. I was almost late. But again, that's neither here nor there, man. We're going to do what we're going to do. A returning guest to the show, special guest, very lovely, philanthropist, radio personality, just beautiful black queen in the building. Let's bring Neek during the day turns to Neek at night. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me once again. It's good to see you. I know last time it was just me and Carolina Dirt, so I'm so glad for you to be a part of it this time.
Man, you see how smooth it is now? Oh, my bad. You see how smooth it's going now? Because when I do it by myself, I don't do the technical stuff.
Okay. Well, you know, that I'm not going to, well, I am going to blame them. They make too much money, man, but I'm not going to say those. We have these internet service providers,
mm-hmm.
and they be charging like, you know, baby arms and baby legs for stuff, but that stuff don't always work. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's neither here nor there, man. Welcome back to the bottom of the bottle. What you got in your cup, man? What you drinking?
Who, me? Oh, I got me a little country water, but I mixed it with some grenadine and some margarita mix.
He said country water. We're talking about moonshine. I'm not on that right now, but I'm going to get on that a little bit later. I'm just drinking regular water, you know what I'm saying, H2O, and I'm going to have a couple shots of vodka in between that. Because that's how I do.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll join you guys. I have my water too. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I definitely am a Remy drinker. 1738.
No, that's right. And it's never. That's the key to the show. It doesn't matter what's in your cup. It can be Pedialyte, chocolate milk, whatever you feel like doing, man. That's what's in your cup. So you do your thing.
No, if she was drinking Hennessy, it was gonna be a lot of shit talking. So I'm glad she ain't.
Yeah.
No. Only when it comes to cognac, only Remy.
Yeah, man. We so off the Hennessy train. We trying to save our black brothers and sisters, man. Hennessy and Black and Miles, man. We trying to put that away, man. We gonna be healthy and prosperous.
Okay.
But yeah. Let's do what we always do, which is we start out the show with first call. My brother did it last time, so it's going to be 10 questions, 5 from him, 5 from me. No right or wrong answer, just how you feel in the moment. And it's just real cool, no pressure. You don't win shit.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm going to put you up on the screen. You remember high school, they had superlatives, right?
Okay, yep.
Were you a recipient of a superlative?
No.
If you could go back and choose your own superlative, what would it be? Most likely to what at that age?
That's a good question. I don't know, because to be honest with you, I was fortunate enough to be one of the cool kids in high school. So, I
That's who
mean,
got the superlatives.
Yeah.
I was on student council. I twirled the baton. I was on the dance team. I mean, I don't know.
Man.
So most likely to take over the world.
Yeah.
If you want to say that, okay.
Okay. You set in the mood for a special evening. What is your beverage? What is your meal? And what is a single artist playlist that you would play?
Okay. So if I was going to go ahead and set the mood, honestly, I would want to go ahead and fly my dude, like surprise him and fly him somewhere to a restaurant.
Okay.
Yep. Then, you know what I mean? And, you can choose whatever you want off the menu. You know what I mean? And you can have whatever drink you would like to drink. I already told you, it's Remy for me, 1738 or VSOP. And for the playlist, let's see, if it was a current artist, I would probably say Lucky Day.
Okay.
If it was somebody, I guess maybe like back in the day, I would say probably like, all of Janet Jackson's slow music.
That's a vibe, man.
Mhm.
She's Janet Jackson, so of course she's iconic, man. I didn't realize how well her music aged. I went down the rabbit hole a couple weeks ago, and Janet was jamming.
Yeah.
Grown Janet was popping.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. At sea, on a yacht, or on a Lear. You got to get there, or you enjoying your travel.
Okay, you said on a yacht or either a Lear jet.
At sea on a yacht versus traveling by Lear.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it to you like this. It depends on how much time I have. If I only got a little bit of time, I'm getting on that jet so I can go ahead and get to where I need to get to as quickly as possible. But if I have a little bit more leisure time, then I definitely would enjoy the yacht.
Okay. And my last question.
Okay.
Are you afraid of showing up on Luke and Jermaine's Freaknik special?
Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't out there wilding like that. So no, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? My booty cheeks wasn't hanging from my shorts. I wasn't, in the cars. Now I might have been, walking up and down the highway or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Hollering at some people, but I wasn't doing nothing too wild and crazy.
Indeed. That's my 5.
What celebrity resembles you the most from other people's perspective?
Oh, I have ones. The one that I get the most, especially like if I happen to be in California, is Regina King, Gabrielle Union. When I had black hair, I've been told Janet. And as of recently, a young lady came to me and said that I reminded her of Remy Ma, which to me, all of them are compliments. So I was just like, oh, really? I was like, okay, yeah, I appreciate that. So, yeah.
Man, I had a dude thought I was Kimbo Slice the other day, and he did. And then the dude asked me, like, hey, how long you been preaching? I said, huh? He said, how long? This old man. He said, how long you been preaching?
Thought you was TDJ?
I said, I ain't no preacher. And he walked off. But he asked, I was at the Food Line grocery store in the parking lot.
He might be talking to you through God, telling you that might be your next.
He gonna have to shape that beard up to do that, cuz.
Oh, I already see what
Not
kind of show.
necessarily. They say come as you are. You know what I'm saying? The Lord doesn't care.
Thank you.
Indeed.
The Lord helped me grow this.
He made it grow. He thought you would do something with it.
Oh, see, y'all got jokes for each other.
Let me say a good one. Of all, what's your favorite podcast to listen to? That's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Gosh, there's so many. But I probably would have to say, just for the comedic factor, is, you know what I'm saying, 95 South. Because when I listen to podcasts, I'm sorry, yes, 85 South. Because it's like I just listen more so for entertainment, not necessarily like a lot of knowledge and information. You know, I read, so that's where I kind of, you know, would get that. You know, podcast is more just kind of I'm doing something, so I'm paying attention, but not really paying attention, if you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Dope one. So who's the last person to salute you since you got the salute shirt on?
Actually, I was with my cousin this past weekend in Las Vegas, and she wanted to go see Usher for her birthday. So I would say she's probably the last person that saluted me, because she was just so happy, you know what I'm saying, to be celebrating her birthday and be able to see Usher, and we just had a good time together. So
that's
super dope time.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen was down there. I seen like 3 or 4 people from Columbia down there, or from South Carolina. I know Marcus Allen posted he was down there. The singer Marcus Allen.
Yeah. Yep, Usher has a phenomenal show. I tell anybody, you know, this is not just going to a regular concert. You know, he's doing a residency in Vegas, and we all know, you know, the performers in the past that have been in Vegas. So you got to come on your A game, and Usher did that. You know, everybody's complaining about the ticket prices, so on and so forth, but you know, the money that you spend on it is going to be the quality of show you get, and he definitely did that. I gotta say, gotta give.
What did he give y'all, like 3.5 hours?
No, it was probably maybe about an hour and 45 minutes. You know, he came on for a good 20 minutes to warm up the crowd and stuff like that. And then he came out with the show. And it's a little something for everybody. Like, yeah, you know, it's a lot of women that like Usher. But let me tell you something. He got something for the fellas, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to tell people to show if they go see it, but it's just like he had a plethora of strippers. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Say no more.
Another strippers. Okay. Slots, craps, or card table.
Okay, all. You know what I'm saying? You start out with the slot machines. Then, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I got to get a little bit better at craps, because you really can come up on craps. Like, I think more than anything. Blackjack, you know what I'm saying? It is cool, but I'm also a roulette girl. So.
She be playing the odds.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this my last one? This 5?
This is your last one. You know you can't count.
Softball or kickball? Right now, we get some group of adults together. Which one you want to play?
Man, I'm gonna say kickball, because you would be mad at me if I was on your softball team. I promise you that, because it's like, yeah, I'm looking directly at the softball, but I will miss it. Yeah, so I'll be a little bit better at ball.
I think those 2 games, like, the older you get, the more you want to play. Like, you start seeing, like, because it's less movement, but it's still athletic, so that gives people.
You still got to run, man, and I'm not in no position to run. You're gonna have a whole bunch of folks like limping and ailing and telling you don't come to my house no more.
Well, all right. So which one you want to do? So would you rather kick and mess up your growing, or would you rather just run out in the field for the softball?
I've growing before. No.
I was say you kick that kickball. You can pull a groin on a kick.
That is a whole other meaning to taking somebody's soul. Let's move on. That groin pain is something special, man.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So how you been, Neek? What you got going on these days?
Man, I have been what I tell people fantastically well. I actually have nothing to complain about. Of course, life be lifing. You're gonna have some frustrations, but I'm one of those ones where as soon as a negative thought comes into my head, it's like, what I'm saying, it may be there for about 2.5 seconds. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to figure out the solution to this problem or this issue so I don't have to deal with it anymore and I can get back to my happy and peaceful self. So that's number one. But immediately, what's going to be coming up is this Sunday. I am super excited to be a part of Igloo Fest, which is going to
Yeah.
be in Eastover. This will be my first time actually hosting that. So it should be a lot of fun to hang out with the guys down at Tony's Lounge and everybody. I love like walking around to different people and
Yeah.
see what they actually have in their igloo. You know what I'm saying? And what kind of drinks, what kind of food, all that other good stuff. So I'll be doing that. Then the next weekend, I will be in Atlanta at Piedmont Park for the R&B Soul Picnic, which is
Oh man.
yeah, like it is such a great time. They did it last year for the very first time, and they did it on a Saturday and Sunday, and they had over 8,000 people come out each day. And it was nothing but DJs. People came out, their lawn chairs, blankets, and just kicked it in Piedmont Park. And it was just DJ after DJ playing nothing but R&B music, all the way from the 70s up to current day. And so, yeah, we really had a great time. So I'm, very fortunate and blessed to be able to go back and host that again. And that's going to be that's next Saturday. But the day before that here in Columbia on the 12th is the R&B Diva Powerhouse Fest. So
Okay.
one of the hosts for that, so you got Escape, Monica, Tamar Braxton, and from Columbia is the Terrence Young Experience. So they'll all be hitting the stage at the Colonial Life Arena. So that's May 12th. That Friday, then that Saturday, I'll be in Atlanta at Piedmont Park for the R&B Soul Picnic. Let's see. Oh, go ahead.
Now, I'm gonna ask, do we have something like that in Columbia, like the Piedmont Park thing? Do we have an event like that here?
Well, what's going to be interesting is actually, I don't think there's anything currently, but there is an event coming up called Secret Garden. And it is being hosted by the Chi Iota chapter of the Capital City Qs, Omega Psi Phi alumni. And so they haven't even released the location yet. The week of the event, they're going to release the location, and they're asking people to bring their lawn chairs, bring their blankets. They're going to have food trucks, hookahs, music, entertainment, all that good stuff. You can come out there, smoke your cigar, all of that. So,
they got a month. Like what month they plan on at least?
oh, it's next week. It's
Next
the
week.
14th, May
You can't
14th.
bring no blanket into South Carolina. It's gonna be hot as hell.
Well,
I
you
mean,
don't know.
I
Our
don't
weather's
know.
been a little, you know what I'm saying? It's been a little cool. So, I think it may be trending for another couple of weeks. Maybe when we hit June, that's when it'll get, our normal warmer weather. So,
Yeah. I went to Lake Murray. Me and my little one went to Lake Murray Saturday. We went out there, people barbecuing, people on the boats, but it was just like it felt like it wasn't too hot. Like it wasn't like crazy hot.
right.
But it was just nice vibe, nice weather. So she was like, "Hey, Daddy, we gotta go back next week." And I was like, "I don't know if we're gonna get the same tip."
It ain't sweat rag official yet.
Yeah, it ain't.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
Yeah. So
That sweat rag is everything.
yeah. So the dudes got sweat rags, right? So what the women got when it's hot as hell outside?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing.
Oh.
You
I'm
know,
about to say it's South Carolina. It don't matter.
Yeah, or you'll see a lot of women carrying like the little personal fans. You know what I'm saying? Whether you have the little, like, either electronically charged or either battery operated, or you got some of them women that carry them little big fans that be making them noises. You know what I'm saying? They go like this, and then, they'll use it to fan themselves. So that's kind of.
And the Mister fan too.
Yeah,
The who?
yeah. The Mister.
It's got a little spray. It'll give
Oh,
you a
yeah,
little
yeah.
mist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't matter in South Carolina. I call it oppression heat. Like I really be in touch with the ancestors from like Memorial Day to Labor Day. I'm downtrodden.
Yeah. I'm done. Our parents used to drop us off in Morse Corner down around Charleston every summer.
Mm-hmm.
And our grandparent at the time, he had that plastic on the furniture.
Ooh.
You talking about somebody that has left his body and came back?
I can only imagine. And it's sticking to your skin and it's just hot and sweaty and all of that.
Okay, so
Man.
bonus question since that came up, guys.
Together we break
Plastic
chains.
on the furniture. Hold on, plastic on the furniture, or the runner, the plastic runner that might flip over.
That plastic runner hell, boy.
I mean, I guess if I had to choose between the two, I'll just say the runner. You know what I mean? Because you're only going to walk on that for a short period of time. You know, the couch, you might be sitting on there, you know what I'm saying, hours on end. So I'd rather, yeah.
But Nick, it's the unexpected when you walk across that runner. It's that I got to pee in the middle of the night and you tilt that little corner over. Hey, that thing hell.
I know, you might
That's
trip.
that surprise pain.
Yep.
Yeah. So I saw something on the Breakfast Club I thought was interesting. They had a topic. They said MBK Williams admits that she never date a bus driver. What do y'all think about that?
I mean,
It's your choice who you date.
You know, as they say, as the old saying goes, different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's going to be some women that they don't care, you know what I'm saying, how much a man has, you know, money he has or what his occupation is. It's all about his heart, how he treats her, and if he's good to her, you know what I mean? And that he can provide within his means, right? Then you're going to have some women that are on a certain status and they're just like, you know what, maybe they've tried. Now, look, I'm hypothetically speaking, okay? Yeah. You know, that maybe they've tried to date someone that's not necessarily on their level and they just haven't had great success with that. So they're like, you know what? I know that bus driver is just not on my level financially, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, even education wise or whatever the case may be. So why am I going to waste his time? Why am I going to waste my time? I know that I just need a certain type of man in my life. And my thing is that you shouldn't get upset with that. That's her personal choice now. You know what I mean? And it wasn't said to offend anybody. She's just saying, look, for me, I can't date a bus driver. And that's okay. And you should not get upset about that. That's her. That's not you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for her, she knows what she likes. She knows what she wants. She knows what she, you know, I think at the end of the day, it's about compatibility. You know what I'm saying? Who are you comfortable with?
I was gonna say if I'm a bus driver, I would take that offensive if I'm a bus driver.
It depends though. Like what makes you think that it's dope to be with her?
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, she may not be for you, even if you are a bus driver. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My thing is that she just picked a certain particular occupation.
Yeah.
We knew what she was saying.
Yeah.
You know, I have been dusted off by a woman of a certain means. It's not necessarily, I'm a little bit more earthy and I'm comfortable being earthy. You feel me?
Right.
So again, it's people's choice. It's like I only date light-skinned girls, or I only date tall women, or I only date Rico Suaves. It all falls into their shit.
See, and that's that. My thing is that, you know, your personal preference is your personal preference. You shouldn't get upset about it. Like, yo, she's not the chick for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. So, you know, don't get offended about it. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't talking about you.
Well, I ain't no bus driver. I was just saying, if I was a bus driver,
it sounds like it's close to your heart.
But if I was a bus driver, I would take an offense because that might be taking my opportunities away. Because they might be saying, well, shit, she said, you know how famous people are. Famous people kind of set the line that regular folk don't need to respect, but you know, we respect it as regular folk. And it's just one of those things where, like Kim Whitley said, maybe she shouldn't have said it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she could have just said, like, I mean, I think, I'm going to be honest with you, regardless of whatever she would have said, you know, she probably would have offended somebody.
You
know, like, I'm not going to go out with a regular dude. Well, what do you mean by regular dude? What's a regular dude? If she would have said, I don't go out with truck drivers, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shoot, there's some truck drivers that's making $500,000 a year. Like, So that's just a slippery slope. Maybe what she could have said is like, look, there's just certain type of guys that I'm attracted to and that I like, and then there's certain guys that I don't like.
Well, let
B.
me ask you
Simone
this then.
said it. She said she would only date she wouldn't date somebody that was not in her industry.
Yeah.
I'm like, you only been in the industry like 37 seconds.
Yeah, and you ain't even funny all the time.
I get that, but I understand where she's coming from, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I can speak from personal experience, even just on a local level. There are some men that are very confident in who they are and what they bring to the table. So they're cool with who I am and what I do. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got some guys that they know what I do, but once they become closer to me and we become more friends, and then maybe a little bit more serious in that, they're not understanding that as long as we're here in Columbia or within a 60-mile radius, there's going to be people that know me. Like I can't help that. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I do. Even though I'm probably one of the most private public people that people know, you know what I mean? But it's just a situation where it's just like a man has to be really confident in who he is to date someone in the entertainment industry. And if they're
Everybody knows that voice anyway. Like even if they didn't know you,
they know you.
They know that voice.
Hey, so when I was at Southern Plug Award, like I said, you walked right past me. I just didn't want to be the creepy arm. Like, hey, you know me. I didn't want to be that creepy arm dude to touch you on the shoulder. You walked right past me. Me, Frosty, and Kryptonite standing next to each other when you walked past. But
why didn't you say something?
I didn't want to be the creepy arm coming over saying, hey. I didn't want to be like you walked past twice.
We thought about it too much. If I was there, I would have spoke.
Yeah, please do that, because you know what happens sometimes, especially if I got to get ready to work or do something, like I'm in my head figuring out, okay, like, what do I need to do? Who do I need to address? So on and so forth. So literally, even though, and sometimes I may be looking dead at somebody, but my mind is elsewhere. So please don't, take offense to that, because I've never met you guys in person. But please, by all means, you know what I'm saying? Just say like, hey, Neek, it's Carolina Durham. Be like, yo, what's up? And give you a hug. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure you speak next time.
Yeah, because you walked in and Chuck T was right behind you. So you walked past, and then Chuck T came start. I said, what up, Chuck T? Both of y'all went to the front. But what I was going to say, my story is, when Doodoo Brown got up there, and he said he tried to holler at you, but you wouldn't give him no pussy, I died laughing.
I'm like, why did he put me on blast like that?
That thing is so funny.
I didn't even know he was going to be there, number one. And number two, you know what I'm saying? Super funny guy. He's been here several times in Columbia.
He's 113 years old.
Huh?
He's 113 years old. It's okay.
No, well, he's been to the Comedy House, several times. And a lot of the comedians that come in town will come to the radio station to, do interviews and let people know that they're at the Comedy House and they're performing. And so, Doodoo, what do you say? He shoot a shot, or he tried to, shoot a shot. And, my thing is this, y'all, there's so many people that come through Columbia, as far as entertainers are concerned. And my thing is that, yes, we're grown and we're adults. And if there's somebody like, if I'm vibing with or I'm feeling, then, then yeah, then we can carry on a conversation outside of me doing an interview with you. You know what I'm saying? But then there's going to be some people, but I'm like, dang, I can't have sex with everybody. I'm not trying to have sex with everybody, so sometimes I'm just going to keep it, I'm going to keep it cool, going to keep it cordial, but I'm going to keep it professional. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I ain't trying to have sex with everybody.
Yeah, it's too many bodies.
Well, that number one, but I'm saying he already got a plethora of children. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I'm not trying to be baby mama number, whatever it is.
But the way he said it, it was funny. It was the way he said it, because it came out of nowhere when he said it. That's what made it funny to me.
Of course, like I said, I just wasn't expecting him to say that, but it was funny. He's a funny guy, but I guess he still must be feeling some type of way because he didn't get no coochie from me. Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Well, let's say this. Let's ask this to end that. Did he? Was he trying to at one point?
I would say yeah. On the outside looking in,
like he didn't come out and say, I want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was more of, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me get your number. Let's, keep in touch. I'm in town for the weekend. Where are some of the spots I can go hang out at? And that's what the initial conversation starts.
Yeah, I'm in town for the weekend.
And you know what I'm saying? And then, I think sometimes, and you guys can tell me this because you're men. You know what I mean? Like you want to kind of test the waters a little bit. So you're going to dip your big toe in the water just to see how hot or cold it is.
For sure. It's always it's always what do they call that shit? Just a line. Well, reasonable men will always throw out a regular line or a regular phrase or a regular offer, like you said, to check the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's what it was, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I know. I was the grunt of the joke. It's all good. So
it's all good. When it's surprising like that, like you seem to have a pretty dope sense of humor. So are there situations where that should just get old?
I mean, let me put it to you like this. You never know who may come on to you, who's not going to come on to you. So I don't never, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just kind of one of those ones, you just take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
It's a compliment at the end of the day. And, again, like I said, I just try to kind of keep it professional. I'm not going to say that I've never, dealt with an entertainer. But again, you know what I'm saying? It's just saying, I'm a very, even though I'm a public figure, I'm a very private person when it comes to that. So, you just take it case by case or person by person. Let me put it to you like that. And then there's some people that are in the industry that I have great relationships with, great friendships. And man, we have done some great business together. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is like, yo, let's do some business. Let's figure out how we can make some money together. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if we make a whole lot of money together, shoot, that might turn me on. You know what I'm saying? My nipples might get a little hard. And then, we might, okay. So let's get to the money. And,
that's a good start.
Then we can discuss some of that other stuff later on.
Nick, who have you shot your shot at?
Okay, so I'll give you one. Well, look, after I saw Usher this weekend, if I would have seen him up close and personal, I'm like, Usher, you could have got it all kind of ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? After that performance, for real. But Common was one. You know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity to interview him during college radio, and being, in front of him one-on-one, I was just like, this was before Erykah Badu. And, he was just so cool. And I was like, dang, I like Common. I'm like, if I ever get a chance to see him again, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to ask him, would he like to go out to lunch? And he came to the station, I think it was like his last project on a major label. And I saw him and I was just like, look, Lonnie, because that's his real name. I said, I've been liking you since college. I know you don't remember me. I'm not even going to go into the story, whatever like that. And this is, after Erykah Badu when he turned back normal again. And, look, Erykah Badu, man, she had him wearing crochet pants. Like, what man does that? You know what I mean? Erykah Badu, she got some other stuff going on. You know what I mean?
That's fine. That's fine.
No, it's not. That is witchcraft, sir. It is not. That is witchcraft.
It's so funny. I mean, it might just be.
She be bathing with the crystals and the moon rock. She bathed with the crystals and the moon rock.
She almost got me through the TV one day, cuz. She almost got me through the TV.
Oh goodness!
Y'all don't remember? There was I don't know if it was a BET Awards or whatever. She had on a gold catsuit.
I don't.
And her woman parts was pulsating, on that stage. Holy stuff!
Oh, that is so funny.
Oh man, that was just a wild day. That was a wild day. I was like, this is on TV. Y'all don't see that?
This soft porn? Is this soft porn? I didn't pay for this.
That was my initial introduction to a camel toe. I had never, I heard the phrase before, but I had never. I was like, oh shit! This is on TV right now.
And I see you still have that vivid picture in your mind.
Vivid.
That in the window seat video and her eyes. And she just talks slick, man. And it's weird because I don't like to be talked to a certain way. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. From her, it just seemed like a different language.
He gonna be eating wheatgrass with pepper.
I know he gonna lose all that weight, right?
You see how high these cheekbones is because she'll be eating pork chop sandwiches and collard greens.
Okay, think that if you want to. I think it's gonna be worse. You're gonna become a vegan.
He's gonna be a vegan.
With Erica.
Yeah, bro, come here with something physiological and be
he
like,
said, you know what? Hey, you brothers acting too crazy, man. Let's put down the guns and the violence. Nah, I'm on that anyway. Like, the world is crazy as it is, man. Y'all saw the thing that happened in Atlanta, right?
I thought y'all were talking about Meadow Lake for a minute.
Well, Meadow Lake too. Like, it's just every day the violence is getting.
There's stuff that's happening. Even the situation that happened in Texas where they asked him just to stop shooting because the baby needed to sleep, and then he gonna come in there and just, you know what I'm saying, spray the whole house. Like, that's crazy.
It's crazy, man. And how do you navigate? Is it something that you don't think about at all? You just kind of do your thing. Like, how do you take these recent events? Because they seem way more egregious than regular shit. Like, normally there is, if they crazy, there's a manifesto. If it's domestic, you know that two people got to an argument. But this is just turning around in somebody's driveway. Like, come on, man.
I mean, you know, you still want to have compassion and sympathy and empathy, but it's like it's going on so much where it's like, you know, you're almost becoming numb, but we don't need to become numb to, you know what I'm saying, the situations that are going on. And, you know, the United States, it like has the highest rate of gun violence around the world. And, you know, we keep going back and forth about, you know, there needs to be stricter gun laws and so on and so forth. But, you know what I'm saying, with these different lobbyists that you have going on and, you know, padding the pockets of politicians, I don't know if we're ever going to get to a point where there's going to be stricter gun laws until this starts to affect the politicians that actually create the policies in the government. You know what I'm saying? Until it starts to directly affect them and their family, right? That's when we're going to see change. You know, even the same thing with, you know, police brutality. Until it starts to affect their pockets, just like, you know, there are some policymakers and some lawmakers that want to make it a situation where, you know what, if you continue to have this excessive force going on, you lose your pension. You know what I mean?
They got to do something because, like, I have a healthy addiction to watching these videos. And I'm like, how did you get a job? Like, that's normally like my first question when I'm looking at it. And that's how you know it's an institution. It's not an accident.
I want to ask Neek, like, as a woman, I don't know if you're single or not, if you have kids or not, like, as a black man, me and my brother talk about this all the time. Like, when the cops pull up, we're always thinking something. If the little hood dude been staring too long, we thinking something. Like, our spidey sense is going on. Mm-hmm. Do women have the same spidey sense?
Oh my God, yes. You know, I'll give you guys an example. Like, my parents live in Georgia, so, you know, I went to go visit them one weekend, and usually what'll happen is I'll get up early Monday morning and I'll go ahead and I'll hit the road to come back to Columbia, and then I'll go straight to work. So, you know, this was probably maybe about 6:00 in the morning, and I was in between. I was probably maybe 30 minutes outside of Augusta. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm traveling along, you know, I'm doing a speed limit, as a matter of fact, maybe just, you know, just a few.
Little T-nights over?
Huh?
Little T-nights over?
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? The blue lights go off. So I'm like, oh boy, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? So I go ahead and I pull over. So the police officer goes through the standard, let me see your license and registration. You know, you done already ran my plates, you know, whatever, you know. So he's like, were you at the club drinking last night? And I'm like, okay, here we go.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I was visiting my parents. And I said, as you can see, my license plate say South Carolina. I'm traveling back to South Carolina. Well, I mean, the reason why I pulled you over because you were swerving in the lane. I said, police officer, sir. I said, I was not swerving in the lane. I said, I'm alert and I'm wide awake. As a matter of fact, I said, I'm drinking some coffee. Oh, yeah, I noticed that. Okay. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, all right. You know what I mean? And literally, y'all, he looked at my license. He was standing there, sitting there, staring at my license for 5 minutes. I'm saying to myself, dude, you got to let me go. I didn't do shit. You got to let me go. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to be respectful. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing my ground because it's like, you know, license is good. You know, yeah, there's a couple tickets on my thing or whatever like that. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not in jail. I haven't committed no crimes, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you got to let me go. You
And that's the thing.
saying?
I try to make people aware, and as adults, you'd be surprised how many people are not aware.
Mm-hmm.
A traffic stop legitimately should take 5 minutes. How long does the average traffic stop take?
Shit, like 30, 45.
You want to know why? Because they are waiting you out. It's a game of poker. That's why they tell you the stupid joke. Got any bombs, hand grenades in the car? Hell yeah, I got 3 of them. Like, and it's like when you pulled me over, you ran my tag, you knew my whole life story. So even once you get the license and go back to the car, you waiting to see if I'm fidgeting, if I'm looking for shit, if I'm nervous. I'm tired of playing the game. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
There's too many situations where you pull me over for a license plate light. And I'm out of the car. Why are you snatching me out of the car for that? For a traffic violation. That's the part that I don't understand. And I don't understand why the masses well, I do understand because it's institutionalized racism. But I want people to understand, like, it's a poker game. They waiting for you to do something stupid. That's why they're taking their time.
Well, that, and then, you know, what somebody was telling me as well is, you know, every time that they stop you, you know, that's like a mark on your record too. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got to kind of be careful of that. And, you know, how many times that you actually get stopped because that's on your record as well.
Right.
But, you know, you just got to be cool, calm, and collected. And I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I wasn't afraid, but it was just like, all right, Lord, you see, you know all, and you see all. You see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just let this guy let me go. Because you know what I'm saying? I'm just not in the mood today. I want to go ahead and get to work and do what I need to do.
So I was going to ask y'all opinion on the whole Meadow Lake. Y'all version or y'all opinions on what happened with Meadow Lake. And I see now School District 2's talk about putting metal detectors in all the schools, and they were talking about other things that they're trying to come up with. But how do y'all think about the situation that happened at Meadow Lake? Because there's a video. There's a video, but it's the video of not a shooting. You can hear the shooting, but you didn't see anybody get shot. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit let off for about a good 20 seconds and nothing but.
That was a war zone.
Yeah.
That was a war zone.
So how do y'all feel on y'all opinion there? And if y'all want to break it down to as a parent and as a child, just want to hear what your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what's interesting? To be honest with you, with everything that has happened at schools across the country, I thought all schools had metal detectors already.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it was shocking to know that wasn't in place.
That was at a park. That was like at
it was an after party for a prom, I thought.
It wasn't even that. They was somewhere else. Then they ended up at Meadow Lake. It was at an after party for the prom. Ended up at Meadow Lake.
Oh, okay.
And a whole bunch of other schools. They said they had people from Chester ride down, and it just went from a couple of people to a few hundred people.
See, that's my spidey sense.
Yeah.
Once I start looking around and I see too many people that I know not from around, You know what I'm saying? Like you obviously can't know everybody in the city, but you also know when another crowd shows up. There's an energy shift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But you got to
And
understand your age where you're at now with the spidey sense, and you know what I'm saying, being a whole lot younger is different.
Oh yeah.
well, I always had it because you know what I'm saying.
Mm,
I'm not afraid to say I grew up square. You feel me? Like my
mm-hmm.
parents weren't with that. They had boundaries and limitations and all that Caesar Milan talk. You
As
know what
they
I'm
should.
saying? So I was very aware of okay, shit getting scary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Very aware of shit that was above my pay grade.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would go to the hood and do, kick it with everybody because I'm a respectful guy.
Mm-hmm.
I can handle anybody in a one-on-one situation. I'm good for that. Never scared to get into a fist fight, but definitely I didn't grow up with the boys in the hood, you know, guns on the dresser, just some regular shit in my life. Like my father was military. I had respect for firearms and all of that shit. And I don't know, man. It's just different now. When it comes to these young kids, awareness is everything. Like, and not to change the subject, but there's these stories about people going out with their friends and their friends jumping on them. Those numbers is going way up too.
Yeah.
Like, how do
Yep.
you not know who your friends are?
Those are not really your friends. Those are people that were just kind of hanging around you and they're jealous. And then, and that's just an unfortunate thing. And like, somebody had made the comment, like, what I'm saying, they had their spotty senses back in the day. And yes, what I'm saying, for, like yourself and for others, sometimes you do know. But I think, of course, with age does come wisdom too. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
And sometimes, even if you did have a feeling, because all your friends were still there, you didn't want to be the odd person out. So you was just going to stick around, regardless if you had that feeling or not. But
For sure.
man, it's tough. It's tough. You know what I mean, for kids that are growing up now. And I'm one of those ones because we deal with interns that I now have a different type of attitude. I don't want to say like, oh man, this new generation, you know what I'm saying? Generation Z and this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. Look, if we are not there to help guide them in the right direction, they're going to stay messed up.
True
So
that.
we have to put in a little bit of time. We have to have some patience, and we do have to give them some grace to a certain extent. Because I'm telling you, you know what I mean? Like there's some parents that are out here and they're really trying. You know what I
For sure.
mean? We also have to take and step in where we can and try to guide them in the right direction. They need guidance even outside of their parents.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I'm
believe,
gonna tell y'all
yeah.
something. I done ran across some of these interns, and I'm like, what in the world and why? And oh my God,
You say, this is your job, right? You smell like a pound of reefer.
But some of them, together we break chains. Said a lot of kids today do not want to listen, and they don't because it's not like there's no bells and whistles. Like if you come to them and be like, "Hey, bro, you acting up, whatever," they might tell you, but a lot of them won't. But if you got some kind of nice car, you look like you got money, you got a
You
girl,
rap.
you rap, like they take that. But I know I do try to give my my take onto the young generation. If I ever run across them, I do try to talk to them. I think they get it after they feel my vibe, and that might be on me. Because the young kids ain't doing it. So if you had an event or a cookout or something, and you see the wild kid wilding out, and you don't go, I'm not gonna go directly to him. Like for some reason, if he comes near me later on, then I give him the talk. Like, hey, bro, you wild out.
It's the preachy thing.
Yeah,
We didn't want to get preached to either.
yeah. So I try to do that, but preaching may be what we need, but it's just not as appeasing to them.
It's so weird. Like I talk about it with my brother, with my crew. It's like when we was growing up, there's a certain kid you knew he didn't have, he was in a bad way, and you knew you could get a blunt from him. because he sold drugs. You feel me? But now it's suburban kids that come from two-parent homes. They got all the guns and selling weed. Like, you got all the advantages, and you still want to. And is that culture? Or like, are we mad at a culture that we created, or is that a hijacking of the culture?
I mean, that's a good question. I just think that what needs to happen is that, you know what I'm saying, you have to take and deal with everybody on an individual basis. And you've got to find some type of commonality when you are talking to some of the youth. You know what I'm saying? If you come at them and you're and you know, fussing and this, that, and the third, like, look, they're not. They're gonna tune you out. They're gonna stand there and look at you with a blank stare, and they're not gonna pay attention. But if you can find some type of common ground that they can relate to, then 9 times out of 10, they are going to listen to you. And like you said, Carolina Dirt, I mean, it's not even with kids, it's with adults too. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes respect is not going to be automatic. There are certain things that you have to have for people to be like, okay, they got something going on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to them because I respect what they see. You know, and then you can pour into them sometimes, you know. So it depends on the individual person. You're gonna have some people that's gonna listen. You're gonna have somebody said earlier, like, you know, like, yo, my cousin, she doesn't listen. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate. But sometimes some people gotta learn the hard way. They just gotta find out on their own, regardless of how much you talk to them. So, you know, you just take it case by case.
Do you have Do you have any young people that like look to you like, I don't know if you got a program for the young people, but if there's 1 or 2 young people that you decide to take under your wing just to show them the ropes of the music industry as far as much as you know, or is it basically just if you get interns in, that's what you deal with?
Yeah, it's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, the interns. And there's a ton of nonprofits that I work with and I support. You know what I'm saying? I have them come on the platform, and then when they do have different events, depending on what my schedule is, I go and support. But, you know, for the individuals, because they're the ones that are coming in, first of all, they're coming in for class credit, because that's the only way we accept interns. You know what I'm saying? So you are able to kind of have that one-on-one with them to try to shape them, mold them. And, you know, sometimes even though this is what they want to do, people have already an idea in their head of what they expect. Some people think that this is all fun and games. No, we do have some fun, but this is a multi-million-dollar corporation. Okay. And, you know, even though we play the music that you may like to hear, we still got work to do. We still have to get in here and we have to work, and not just do the work, but do it of excellence. And so that is one of the things that, you know what I'm saying, I'm constantly on interns, or even, you know, brand new people that are working at the station that are younger than me, is that, especially females, because number 1, you a female, number 2, you Black. So you're going to have to work, you know what I'm saying, 2 times or 3 times as hard. Please make sure that, you know, you stay focused and you pay attention to detail. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time you make a mistake, it's going to be blown out of proportion. So,
that's real.
You know, so that is the, you know, the number one thing that I preach is just, you know, make sure that you pay attention, you focus, and you pay attention to detail and do it right. You know what I mean? Like, yo, your name, and it's your name and it's your brand at the end of the day. So why not do things the right way?
So we've been serious for what, the last 20 minutes or so.
You about to say something?
Very ignorant. Neek. Let's hear one of your freak Neek stories.
One of my freak Neek stories?
Yeah, you said you was there.
Like, I'm not one of those ones where, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay. Like, I like to have fun and I like to have a good time, but I'm not like super wild and crazy.
No, you could have saw something. Like, you could have saw something wild. It's just want to hear one of your stories.
To be honest with you guys, like, yo, I was trying to learn more about the business. So while I was in college, I was working with a promotional company called Keep It Street, right? Mm-hmm. And so they had like accounts from like Death Row and, you know, just, you know, like we did street team work. So I was learning from those guys, you know, street team work. So what I was doing is literally, you know, traffic would be backed up on Peachtree Street. You know what I'm saying? Going both directions. I was walking down the middle of the highway, passing out CDs, You know what I'm saying? And you had some people that would toss it back to me like a frisbee, but it was all good. You know what I mean? And we would be out at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning going to abandoned buildings that had wood over the windows. And we would take wallpaper glue and we posting up posters around the city. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I actually was doing during Freaknik. It wasn't, a whole lot of fun. I was really focused about, I want to be in the entertainment industry. I got to learn from the bottom of the bottle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, to where I'm getting to now. So y'all, I was, I was just on a mission, to learn more about the entertainment industry and different aspects of it. So,
but you ain't see nothing crazy, like just.
Yeah, I mean, outside of girls, like dancing and and wearing the short, I'm sorry. So it wasn't twerking back then, I can't remember who came out with the song, Look at the Girl with the Coochie Cutters. Look at them girls. They got them coochie cutters. Girls.
That sounds like some 69 boys.
Y'all gotta give me some time to look it up.
So you saw girls that was doing that. They would be dancing on the hood of the cars. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably about the most wildest stuff that I saw. Like I said, I was on a mission. And, I'm passing out flyers and CDs, and hey, you need to listen to this. And so
that's I guess it is like the somebody's life is going to be exposed. Like some deaconess, mother of the church, is about to get exposed, and I can't wait to hear them stories.
Play a poncho.
Only if they did not keep it real. Now you're gonna have some deaconesses and some mothers of the church be like, "Well, I was a different person until I found the Lord." You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But then you gonna have them people that were super sanctified and told you not to do shit, and you wasn't gonna be shit. And you over here busting it wide open for the dude with no.
That goes on now. There's hypocrites in the church. There's hypocrites in every line of business. You know what I mean? And they just gonna have to take it with a grain of salt. There's gonna be people that's gonna try to sue, and you didn't have authorization to use the likeness of my image, and blah 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 blah. So it's gonna be
Player Poncho.
Yeah, thank you. So. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. They may be blurting out a lot of faces and you may just see the body.
True that.
I mean, so I don't know. We just have to wait and see.
It's crazy, man. Look, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, it's weird because our generation was always on to the younger generation now, like, y'all on social media, that's all y'all doing is posting y'all shit. And then as soon as this come out, it's like, oh, we gotta find a way to take that shit down. We can't let Hulu release this. It's like a double standard. Like we was proud at first, but then forgot that there is VHS tape that you can convert.
I mean, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how they do those images. You know what
that's
I mean?
Probably Miss Deborah from BET. She was out there.
You so funny.
Then they got a meme of talking about doing bite week. There's like a little meme said the bite week footage coming soon.
That'll be the next one. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna be really, really interesting to see, to say the least.
I think that's probably the difference. Like we was outside, like that's the hot phrase right now. The trending, you know what I'm saying? We was actually outside. Y'all just talk about being outside. And I think they don't know how to be outside, and that's how you have shit like to, go full circle. That's how you go have shit like Meadow Lake. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say there was never violence. I've been to a million different places, and there were fist fights, and there were shootings and shit like that. But not even in our defense, it was just a different time. Like one motherfucker might have had a 9, and shit go pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Now they got machine guns. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? But Neek, I can't thank you enough. Like this hour went by really, really quick. You are a wealth of knowledge and positivity and a great example of a Black woman, man. I appreciate you for your time and just, sitting there politicking with us.
Well, no, thank you guys. Like, it's always an honor to, be a part of you guys' podcast. And, I'm saying, as you continue to be consistent in what you do and grow, I know that you guys are going to go to higher heights. And I'm just, thankful to be, a part of your journey. So thank you guys for inviting me to come. And I enjoy you. You guys are funny and, we just flow from one situation to the next to the next. It's just like talking to a couple of homeboys. So I appreciate
That's
you
what
guys.
it is, man. You
Yeah,
bring your bottle, I bring my bottle, and we still gonna act right. We good. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
absolutely.
yeah.
Next time I have to hook you guys up with some Remy, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
No, our consistency. I think, Nick. I think you episode like 189 now or
Yeah.
188 since 2021. Like that's what we do. We beat that consistency. We might not have all the bells and the whistles, but when it comes to consistency, we try to put out something at least twice a week. When we was at the Southern Plug, like we was nominated in that category for the podcast, and somebody else won, which was a bigger as far as their platform, but as far as their content, I would say no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For sure.
But
we
you know
stay-
what? Everything in you have your season and have your time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, the thing about it is that you guys just continue to do what you do. Just stay focused, keep your eye on the prize. And then the thing about it is with each new year that you're doing this, that you just bring something different. You bring something new, fresh, innovative. You know what I mean? And just keep building on what you already have. You already have the good concept. Like y'all are just, like y'all are, I promise y'all just, I seem like two homeboys. Like, you know what I mean? And it's real easy to talk to you guys and you flow with the conversations. We have some fun stuff. We talk about some serious stuff. Then we come back to some fun stuff and you got a good formula. You know what I mean? So it's just only a matter of time for you to be able to get some sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make you some extra bread. You know what I'm saying? And do some other things. So it's coming,
She said, homeboy, we got the same mom and daddy. They still together.
No, she talking about homeboys to her.
Look, and let me
homeboys
tell
are-
you something. And this is a whole nother subject, and sometimes when I say this is a little controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Say
my
it, say
parents,
it.
I come from a 2-parent household, and my parents are still together as well. There is really a difference, men and women. There's a difference between someone that comes. I'm not saying this badly. I'm just saying that there is a difference between someone that comes from a single parent home without a father figure. The father doesn't necessarily have to be in the house. It could be a grandfather, it could be an uncle, it could be an older brother, godfather, whatever the case may be. When there is no male presence at all. You know what I'm saying? With them, with a younger child, male or female, there is a difference.
Neek, come back. We gotta do that show. Because I have a lot of controversial takes on that in the way of you're a product of your environment, and if you're around certain shit, you're gonna pick up certain shit and you're gonna act a certain way.
Hey, what Carlos say? Quit touching shit.
Quit touching shit.
No, that might be a dope one. I might hit up Venom for that one. Because I was talking to Venom yesterday. I might hit up Venom for that one. Have her and Venom on there for, represent South Carolina, Columbia, the music scene.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go into the last call. This is you saying what you want to do. Again, social media, your upcoming events, even though you said that already. And if you in South Carolina, around South Carolina, driving through, the Eastover thing is gonna be dope, man. So definitely check that out. But I'm putting you on your solo and just talk to the people.
And tell Doodle you can't get this pussy.
You are so silly. Oh my goodness. So but again, I am so honored to be on you guys' podcast. Thank you for inviting me. So for social media, it is Get to Know Neek. So that's GET2 KNOWNEEK. And that's on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter. But Facebook is Neek During the Day /NITE night. Let's see. Goodness, I have a business website which is called nightdayconsultants.com. And what some people don't know, you know what I'm saying, like if you want to call it a side hustle, is that, I consult people when it comes to setting up different events and shows and concerts, so on and so forth. So we talk about
Maybe add podcasting to that. Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I need to reboot my podcast because I started one in 2019 and I wasn't as consistent as you guys. So, you know what I mean? So I got to really get back on my grind with doing that. And that's, what I'm doing. And I'm working on a couple other things and super excited about that. So once I finish and complete, then, I'll go ahead and talk about the complete project of what I'm working on next. So I'm excited. I'll let everybody know, it's definitely going to be very, very big if I can pull it off, fingers crossed, and, have God on my side.
Absolutely have no doubt about your rise. I know you. If you want to do it, you're going to do it.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. And thank you guys once again, too.
No worries. No worries. Carolina, try not to say nothing ignorant.
Oh, Lord. I need to plug up my laptop. It's saying battery is low. I hope it doesn't shut off on you guys.
Well,
it's happened before, but I hope it don't either.
Yeah, Nick, you said if God is on your side, God is always on your side. He's on everybody's side. That's what people don't understand. People don't understand. People think that, other people got special conversations with God. Nah. Everybody's conversation with God is unique to that person and what they're asking them for. So,
amen.
Nobody's gonna hear that. Shoot, people barely understand it. That's the problem. Like, if you're making your way through, and the Lord did it, it shouldn't be no more explanations. Hey, God got me through.
No,
what else you do?
Let's put it this way. You want it to be ordained by God. You know what I'm saying? Like you want, his divine presence to guide you along the way. So if it is meant to be, then, and if God willing, then, then things will move forward, but you want God to be in the midst of everything all day, every day.
Yes, all day, every day. People be like, they be like, how you get that? You say you ain't had it. Shit, God did it. No, what else? What happened? God did it. I did everything I thought I was able, and I shut my eyes, or I went to sleep, I went to work, and I woke up, and it was done.
Amen.
So I had no other options.
Man. People everybody believes in their own higher power. I know who get me through, and who got me through, and who will have me in the future.
Amen. You better preach tonight, brother.
So, with that being said, man, we all got choices and opportunities.
Amen.
When you make your choice, make sure you seize that opportunity.
For sure.
I mean,
or make your opportunity.
You can make your opportunity. When you make that opportunity, you're going to have to make a choice afterwards. You have to either accept it or go a different route. But we all got choices and opportunities. So all that go together. Choices, opportunities, the Lord, family, friends, strangers, enemies, all that go in effect. And with this platform, we just want to unite people, especially people in South Carolina. Like a lot of our guests are from or by way of South Carolina. And that's what we're trying to do, is to show the networking skills. Our podcast is totally different than a lot of people's podcasts. We don't care what we talk about as long as we have a good time. Half the time we don't even know what we talk about. And that's why we call it a conversation and not an interview. Because the conversation is anybody. Conversation is anybody. It doesn't matter your intellectual level. It's just a conversation. Right. We do put facts in there. We may put something in there that people be like, man, that ain't true. It might not be true. That's why it's a conversation. This is not a fact find.
We tried.
Oh, yeah, we tried.
Go ahead.
But we appreciate every guest that's been on here. I hit Nika up a couple weeks ago after she'd come back. She was like, yeah, I would definitely come back. And she came back. And for her to hold true to that, to two dudes that she met one time, well, me, the platform, like, I appreciate her. Like, so always hearing her on the radio, always seeing her in the streets. Like, I appreciate you and your movement. And like I tell everybody, it's like, you got an open chair. Like, if you bored at home on a Wednesday, all you got to do is be like, click me in. Like, I don't have to. Yeah, we'll let you come in Yeah, we'll let you come in whenever you want. If we do Wednesday, every Wednesday, then we do either Friday or Saturday, whatever day. I know Friday and Saturday your money days. Like on Wednesday, if you ain't got nothing to do, regardless of our guests, and you hit me up 8 o'clock and be like, "Hey, let me sit in."
You got
Let's
an
go over this
agenda
thing.
or a story, anything.
Anything.
Well, you guys are going to have to join me soon because I'm actually going to be doing a streaming platform. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Bigo?
I have not.
Okay, so Bigo actually has been around for almost 10 years, but this is another streaming platform, almost like Twitch, but it's like Twitch on steroids.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? We can definitely talk a little bit more about it offline because I know we've been on for about an hour, but I'm in the process now of getting ready to go ahead and set that up. And, you know, I'll be doing some live streaming, you know, while I'm in the station and also outside of the station. But, you know, I'm just kind of learning the ins and outs of it now. But it is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's people on there from just all around the world and they're coming on and logging on, logging off, logging on, logging off, logging on, logging off. And, you know, somebody said they heard of it. And yeah, it's something. So, you know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot of people, like I said, from all races and everything, all walks of life and all ages that are on there, whatever. But, you know, I'm going to be a broadcaster doing some streaming on there. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. But like I said, once I get it down, then you guys can come on and, you know, we can have a conversation, as you say, on there as well. So we can open your podcast up to some other people too.
Thank you, man.
I dig it, man.
All right.
So this has been super dope. I appreciate the people that, you know, always jump in. HD Dreams, who is Woodworks by Joe, who is my homeboy, Joff. Together we break change. Y'all always add, y'all keep the energy up. You know, we kind of willy-nilly this thing. I don't know if that's a technical term or not, but I don't want the format. We don't want the format. We want it to be very organic all the time. We do want to stump you with questions sometimes and make you think about it. I always call my brother a jerk because he always says something crazy, but that's my brother. I love him. He said a word, man. A lot of times, the Most High is with you, and you ignoring the shit out of him. Stop ignoring him. And the other thing, and this is what my mom always said, once you take it to him, be comfortable that you took it to him and understand that he got it and let it go. This is the Bottom of the Bottle podcast. I'm Jay Walker III. That's Carolina III 803. Y'all check out Esther's, man. Y'all check out DJ Kryptonite and all the people that fuck with us. Neek, I'm probably going to play this back because you have the most soothing voice in the world. That is not me shooting my shot. You just have a lovely voice.
Well, thank you. You're going to have to listen to my affirmation confirmation. You know what I'm saying? That's my new YouTube channel where I'm talking about affirmations. You know what I mean? So I'd say that in my soothing voice with soothing music in the background.
Oh man, we're gonna be all up and through there.
He about to be on you like Doodoo Brown. Hey, we try to give you some fun.
Hey man, look, it has been my pleasure. It looks like her battery finally did die, man. Again, this is the Bottom of the Bottle. We thank everybody. Like, share, subscribe. Tell people, man, and come. The door is open. Come join the conversation, man. We gone.